Dig deeper now with Democratic Congressman Krishnamurthi of Illinois, who joins us. Congressman, good to see you. So first of all, we want to get your reaction. More Republican senators now planning to object. We just reported on this call between the president and House Republicans last night. So what does this tell you about where things are headed? And are you surprised at all?
Unfortunately, I'm not surprised. It's going to be a long Wednesday. Tomorrow, obviously, is swearing-in day, and these theatrics by the Republicans remind me of what my middle child told me when I told him I was going to get sworn in. He said, "What bad words are you going to be saying on Sunday?" And I think that, unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of Democrats, and I think probably more than a few Republicans who are uttering some choice words when they see the unnecessary dramatics on Wednesday, too.
Now, these 11 Republican senators really aren't even spelling out specific allegations of fraud. They're simply saying there are allegations that a lot of Americans believe there's fraud, in part because the president keeps saying it. So how do Democrats plan to fight back against this week, especially on Wednesday? What's the plan?
Well, as you know, if a House member and a Republican senator, for instance, join together and object, then we move into a debate of 2 hours on that objection in both the House and the Senate, and then there's a vote. And there's no way possible that any of these objections are going to be sustained, certainly not in the House, and I suspect not in the Senate either. And so we all know the outcome, which is that Joe Biden is once again going to win yet another election, in this case, the certification election, on his way to becoming president. But the damage that's going to be done along the way is what Republicans will be doing, and basically attempting to cast away millions and millions of ballots from Americans whose votes deserve to be counted.
Yeah, and also causing this rift within the Republican Party that seems to be more and more long-term. I think many people, as they were wanting to move on, were hoping that this wouldn't be a topic of conversation once Joe Biden was sworn in. But is this the new reality, even in a post-Trump presidency?
I hope not. But I do think that I would respectfully submit there's a supermajority of Americans who are wanting to move on. They want to unify under Joe Biden's leadership, but at the same time, they want to see things get done. But they don't like these dramatics. You know, today is, I think, week 17 in the NFL, and when they see this nonsense being uttered by the Republicans, it's like, you know, the Republicans are saying that we should have 6 quarters in a football game or something. They want to change the rules as we go along in these proceedings, and I don't think Americans' sense of fairness would tolerate that.
I also want to ask you, we know that Speaker Pelosi will be up for, I guess you'd say, re-election herself as to whether she's going to continue to be leader of the House. You have a tight lead in the House right now. What do you expect to happen? It's going to be close, right?
She's going to be elected Speaker again. She won her nomination within our caucus by acclamation, Joe and Corey, and that signals her strength within the caucus. That, you know, people really revere her, not only for the fact that she's a master strategist and negotiator, she definitely has Donald Trump's number, but that she stands for certain principles, principles of fairness and helping working families, especially women and children.
And, Congressman, going back to those critical runoffs on Tuesday, there is speculation that the president's conflicting messages are going to hurt Republicans at the ballot box. Are you of that mindset, or do you think Democrats can't take anything for granted at this point?
I don't think they can take anything for granted. I think there is going to be a big vote on Election Day from Republicans. That being said, I do think that Donald Trump undermines those Senate candidates every time he talks about how the election is rigged and unfair. But on the Democratic side, we have to just work, we're 5 points down, and just make sure that we get every single person out there to vote and then some.